Gracon have heard that there's a house possibly coming up for sale, and so they thought they'd go and inspect. And of course Grandpa likes to make sure he sees everything, so he's got his ladder under his arm and off they set. They've found the house, and it's rather overgrown around it, and it looks like there's a window missing. But Granny stands on the porchway and she thinks, yes, she might be able to live here, and she hasn't even gone inside yet. Grandpa is of course already up the ladder inspecting the windows, but of course he's come across a problem. He can only get halfway up the house. It looks like a bigger ladder is needed. Ever determined to get up to the top, he gets Granny to hold the ladder. "Oh, do be careful, dear," she cries. "Oh, I'll be all right," he says. "I'll be all right, don't fret, my dear." Oh dear, poor Granny. She is worried. She hopes he gets up there okay. Somehow, with sheer determination, Grandpa gets up the ladder, and he's walking along the ledge of the porchway awning, I guess you'd call it, or not really, sort of roof, and he's found a broken window. "Oh dear," he cries, "there's a broken window down here." "Oh, never mind," she says, "I'm sure we'll be able to get it repaired." "Oh, I don't know, I'll have to have a good look at it." Grandpa inspects the window and then goes along to inspect the other windows. He's pleased to see the other windows appear intact and still have some of their blinds. "Oh, it's looking good up here, my dear. There's a few paint work need doing, but otherwise it's not too bad at all." "Oh, do come down," she cries. "Do come down, my dear. I'm worried about you up there." "Well, don't worry about me. I mean, I'm going to have to repair the place anyway, aren't I?" "Well, I guess so," she cries. "But I do worry about you up there at your age." "Oh, fiddlesticks. Don't worry about me age. I'll be fine. I've seen worse things than climbing up here." And Grandpa continues his studying of the windows and the work that needs to be done. Well, we won't even ask how Grandpa got up here. He's very disappointed there's no window, but he's hoping he'll either be able to find a replacement frame or fix something else up. He calls down to Granny. "Oh, well, we've got a bit of a problem up here, my dear. There's like no window, and the attic is completely open. We don't want any rats or mice or even squirrels getting up here now, do we? We're going to have to board this up for sure if we don't find another window." "Oh, Grandpa, how did you get up there? Please come down this instant. Please, you're going to give me heart failure. I'm so worried about you. I'm all in a tiz-was. Please come down." "Okay, my dear, I'll come down. Just hang on a tiff." And with that, Grandpa comes down the ladder with Granny still clinging onto it to make sure it doesn't wobble. They stand on the porchway talking. "Aye, she's got good bones, she has, my dear. Good bones." "What do you mean by good bones?" "Well, she's pretty sound, really. It's just a bit of a tidy up." "A bit of a tidy up? It looks like a lot of work to me." "Oh no, don't you be worrying about that. We'll get it sorted. We'll get her sorted for sure. Shall we go inside and have a look?" "Oh yes, I think we ought to." And off they go inside. Granny, of course, notices straight away that there's no doorknob, and also it's a little bit high for them. Grandpa reassures her and tells her not to worry about that because it's easy enough to lower a door handle, and that's what he will do. So off they go inside. "Oh my!" Granny cries. "Oh my! Oh dear! Oh, I really think this is an awful lot of work, dear." "Oh, don't be worried about that. Look, she's got good bones, as I keep telling you, good bones." Well, shall we go inside and see what's bothering Granny? "Good bones? Granny cries. What do you mean, good bones? It's empty. It's a mess. There's nothing there. Just look at the state of the floor and the walls. And how on earth do we get upstairs? Oh, my dear, don't worry about that. We'll find a way. Don't you worry. Don't you fret. I know a good person who'll be able to do this up in a jiff. A jiff? I think she's going to need a bit more of a jiff, Granny replies. Oh, my dear, what have you got us in for? What are we doing? Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Poor old Granny. Grandpa tries to reassure her, but I'm not sure she's convinced. They go into what will be the kitchen, but she's equally horrified in there. Just look at the floor, she says. Just look at that floor. Don't you be worried about it, my dear. I assure you we'll be able to do this. This is within our remit. Oh, I don't know. I just don't know, she cries. Just look at the wall, she says. Just look at that wall. There's a great big gouge out of it. And look at it. It's just all bare. Ah, but my dear, just look at it this way. It's like a bare slate for us to do what we want with. You know, we can do what we want with this now. Don't you be fretting, my dear. We'll be able to do something with that great big hole in the wall. Don't you be worrying. Don't you be worrying. Poor old Granny. I don't think she's convinced. Just look at the floor. Oh, that's the last thing you need to be worried about. The floor gets covered anyway. We'll put a nice wooden floor down here or something like that. So don't you be worrying yourself about it, my dear. Oh, I don't know, she says. I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Oh, don't you be worrying about it. She's got good bones. She has this house. She's got good bones. As I keep telling you, she's got good bones. Don't you be fretting, my dear. Poor old Granny. I don't think she's convinced at all. But Grandpa seems quite sure that they'll be able to do something. Granny looks at the floor worried. Granny and Grandpa spend some time on the little porchway, having a little rather heated discussion, but Grandpa waves his hands around as he explains just how they'll be able to set to work and make this house just their own. But we will see. Granny isn't convinced. The Little Lines house sits hopeful that the latest visitors to inspect it will want to make it their own. It's a house that's got lots to give, and it just hopes that Granny and Grandpa Greeken might be the ones. We will see. I don't know. These mail order husbands, they think they can do anything, Granny mutters to herself as they walk back to their lodgings.